Hey guys, welcome to another video brought to you by Total Control Traders. Quick reminder before we get into it. The free giveaway have now began and is available for 2 days only. Today, Sunday the 24th, and tomorrow, Monday the 25th. So what the free giveaway is a 7-day free trial to our trading community. And what you can expect from the trading community based on the last two accountability checks. One at the end of 2020 was 9 correct call-outs out of 12, as you can see on the screen here. And then the second accountability check is based on from January till the January 15th, beginning of January till the 15th. Semi-monthly accountability checks was 15 out of 17 correct call-outs. So that's roughly about an 85% correct call-out rate. Make sure you check out our website at the end of the video at totalcontroltraders.com. Alright, let's get into it. First, SPX. On the daily, we are still in a clear bull uptrend, as you can see. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We have not lost the higher low. This wicked under, but we did not close under. Okay, so we are still in a very clear uptrend. Coming to Friday's close, including the coming to Friday's close, we can see that at the start of the day, we wicked to almost the 88. So from here, let's zoom in. 4 hours. Oh, I have my chart up. There. 4 hours. We are seeing a rejection from this trend line. And for bulls, we are going to want to hold the GP, which is which lines up with the upper side of this support resistance area at 38.33-ish. Yep. Bull's gonna want to hold this zone, or else this is gonna be a 4-hour lower high, which is a bit of a cause for concern. But as long as we hold this 0.382, we're likely to form a double bottom, then continue on the bull trend. Keep in mind, guys, Wednesday is a couple big earnings coming up, Apple as well as Tesla. And generally for January and February, as mentioned before, the market is really bullish. And personally, I'm looking for a run up into earnings on Apple and Tesla for sure. So those two, with how big of a big cap they are, huge caps, they're likely to drag the market up along with them. But just something to keep in mind, we want to hold the GP. I am seeing a little bit of a cause for concern, but nothing major yet. So remain bullish, play with the trend until it ends. Make that easy money, guys. Next up, NAS. Very bullish, as we can see. Majority, I would say, is caused by Apple, and we'll go into Apple shortly after. NAS is extremely strong versus SPX. There's very minor pullbacks, bounce from the GP back here, which lines up with the previous high and support, and then a strong bounce into new all-time highs. So no major red flags yet. Next is Dow, bouncing from above the trend line and closed right on the 88. A little bit weaker than the other two names. Did not break into a new all-time high. Rejected from the previous high. And Bitcoins, just as we anticipated, we are forming a weekly bull flag. Yep, holding that weekly 8, which lines up with the GP. Daily, we are still a little bit on the downtrend, but if you're in bullish position, as long as the weekly 8 holds, there should not be a concern for you. Ideally, if you're in the bullish position, you would have been in from somewhere back here, and we've had a crazy run up until 2 weeks ago, so it makes sense that we are having a bit of a consolidation, creating a bull flag in order to set up for that next leg up. And we are seeing decreasing bear volume, so no major concern yet. We were way overbought at RSI of 95, almost 95. Even now on the weekly, we are still at 73, so still slightly overbought. On the daily, we want to hold the GP. If the GP is lost, we'll be looking at further downside. Next is US dollars. Seeing a bit of a stall. Broke up above this resistance zone, rejected, got shut down right after, making a higher low here. Gonna have to pay attention next week. See if we're gonna, two scenarios. So next week, what could happen? My anticipation is very well just reject here, which is the resistance and the upper trend line, then come down again. Or other scenario is we could go from here, reject at this upper trend line, come back, retest this upper trend line, this wedge upper trend line, then the breakout. That will be the major concern for market pullback. So keep your eyes on US dollars. I'm personally watching this very closely to determine whether if I'm going to be full bullish or full bearish. And as a reminder, if you look at the weekly chart on SPX, is this somewhere you want it to be going all in? Is this somewhere that you want to be having all your money in bullish positions? At all-time highs, with, I think there was a daily bearish divergence. Yeah, with a daily bearish divergence as well. Is that somewhere that you want to be going on? Personally, not so much. So consider having some hedge positions. Doesn't hurt. If you want to be playing bullish, you can make money, easy money, going bullish still. But right now, as we are seeing somewhat of a stall. Next is oil. On oil, we're seeing a bit of a stall. Just broke under the daily 8. So if you're in oil plays, ideally you would have exited on the break of daily 8. Now, what's likely to happen? My anticipation would be we are going to backtest this trend line before setting up, whether if it's a lower high, or just gonna bounce straight up. Unlikely, more likely to set up a lower high than higher low before a breakup. Okay. Volatility still stalling in that area, still holding the 21 support. The 20 is a must hold. 21 seems to be a very strong support as well, but 20 is the must hold. US 10-year over 2-year bond yield seeing a bit of a stall, so I had to draw a new trend line which somewhat forms a channel on this upper channel. Now when you look at it, you draw from a previous high, or the high before the previous high, to the previous high, and we can see there being a stall here. And if we were to go back further, where this resistance comes from is way back here. You can see reject, reject, reject. Another one broke over but came back down right away, reject again. So key resistance area 9.178, and we are seeing a rejection again on the daily from that confluence area of trend line and resistance. If this were to go back down, that's a leading indicator of market pullback. Doesn't mean it's going to pull back right away. This generally is a far out leading indicator. Alright, let's get into the hottest tickers. First one, Tesla. There's a bunch of different kinds of jokes on Twitter and everywhere basically. One of the ones that iTradeFish now posted is, how do you become a millionaire? Well, first step, start off as a billionaire and then short Tesla. So I found that a bit funny just because look how strong this chart is. In just over a year, just some random point. That's even if we pick from the bottom, just over a year, we're looking at over 1800% gains. Unless there's major red flags, don't short Tesla. That's all I can say, guys. Don't short Tesla unless you see like a major sign where, okay, this is going down. And by major sign, I mean, you should be looking at long-term trend reversals. Breaking this, first thing would be breaking this weekly 8. I don't even think we've broken the daily 8 yet. Yeah, we haven't even broken the daily 8 yet. That'd be the first sign. Then the confirmation might be if we were to break down under the weekly 8. So if you're in this play, and I'm looking to get in myself, this Tesla, I'm thinking it's going to go up to a new highs, a lot stronger than most people anticipated. Daily, we shot up after the uplisting, just continued to run, formed the bull flag here, bounced from the trend line and the GP, continued to run to all-time high, reached the 1 to 2 extension, surpassed it a little bit, then now forming a daily bull flag. This is going to be a real nice play, especially with the earnings coming up on January 27th. We'll be looking to enter first thing Monday, and we'll be anticipating a new highs. Now if we're to measure this, where is the target? Where is the new target going to be? Actually, let's be a little bit more conservative. Let's draw it from the lower high, the higher low. I keep getting them opposite today. Alright, so if we draw it from the higher low to the higher high to another higher low, extension, 1-to-1 extension target, we are looking at over 1,000. There are going to be resistances along the way. First one to break will be 900. Psychological, I believe after hours we hit that as well. Let's take a look. No, we did not. Alright, so first resistance will be 900. Then from there we're looking at 1,000. Crazy bulls. Not long after the split, hey? August 31st. What is that? September, October, 5 months? 5 months later, we could be hitting that 4-digit again. Do not short Tesla. Next, Apple. Similar idea. Earnings coming up. Same day, January 27th. However, we are already seeing a new high. We are seeing a bit of a stall at the trend line, which might want to be corrected. Let's take a look at this. This still makes sense. So with the trend lines, if your 2 points that you're using is from the low to the higher low, that generally is correct. But as the pattern develops, you want to try to set that second point to something that's closer dated and make sure validate it backwards, see if it still works. If it does, this will become a more accurate way to draw the trend line versus the first 2 points. Because with the first 2 points, what's going to happen is, what's going to happen if you were to use the first 2 points is you can see that later down the chart it becomes more and more inaccurate. So if you draw it towards the closer dated ones, it becomes more and more accurate. Alright, so we are seeing a bit of a stall on this trend line again, but with the earnings and the bull volume, my anticipation is we are going to break through it early next week, Monday, Tuesday. Earnings is Wednesday, I think, 27th. Yeah, earnings is Wednesday. Very bullish. Market will most likely drag the market up along with it. And if we're looking backwards, I'm seeing a clear support here. Which makes sense. Alright, clear support in this zone. We're going to want to hold this 126.39 and 126.96 major pullback. The reason why I say major pullback, in between there are still quite a bit of supports. There's one, well, once we break through this first previous high will become first support, then the high below. This one's not noticeable, so then this one is going to be the major support. Next is Amazon, and congrats Apple Bulls. Congrats to those in the community that followed the Apple trade as well. It has provided very decent gains in a very short period of amount of time. Alright, Amazon. Another extremely bullish chart. Earnings coming up February 2nd. And anticipation, same idea. Looking at new highs, well, not new highs, new, this 52 week, not even near. A break of this resistance, a break of this long-term wedge. That's the anticipation. On the daily, this has provided an extremely well trade. We're in a 300. There's a February calls, and in the trade for 3 days, nearly nailed the bottom, nearly nailed the top. This is a easy play. You know, you saw, if you didn't look at the video from, I think it was 19th or the 20th, go take a look at the video on Amazon. I went in depth on what caused the entry down here, and the reason for sell was, well, fairly obvious. Resistance lines up with the upper trend line. When you play with trend lines, one thing you gotta know is it's never gonna be as accurate as if you were to draw a resistance. That's the downfall of trend lines, because you always have to, you're constantly having to adjust it. As you can see here, we didn't touch. So likely this trend line would have to be, lower trend line has to be adjusted somewhere here. But same with the upper trend line. We came up, didn't touch, rejected from the resistance. So this is a cause for selling. When I saw how much we ran from down here, all the way up here, looking at about 8% run in 3 days. Then we're coming up to resistance, overbought, all sorts of reasons to get out of the trade. And as a shorter time frame perspective, if you're in the longer time frame, there is no cause for concern yet. We are extended from a daily 8, so now anticipation is we're going to form a bull flag, similar to what's happening with Bitcoin, what's happening with Tesla. Going to form a bull flag here as a daily 8 catches up. Bear volume is low after strong bull actions, price action. So anticipation is after the bull flag, we will be looking for a break. And this is going to be a beautiful break, guys. Look how long we've been trading sideways. When I was looking at this, 136, roughly about 136 days, trading days of sideways action. When this breaks, it's gonna be so beautiful. It's gonna have a lot of upside, guys. Only two resistances above the break. Once we break this area, first resistance at about 3,500. Next one, 3,550. Oh yeah, one thing when I was looking at the market, I noticed could be a cause for concern is this extension target. And sorry for the messy chart, guys. It's I've cleaned it up. There's most of these I find still useful, and that's why it's still on there. Anyway, so what I did was I drew a extension from the low, the higher low back here, all the way up, impulsive move to the higher low. Now if you draw it that way, you will see we actually hit the 1-to-1 extension target, and we are rejecting off of it. So that's one of my reasons for cause for concern, as well as bear volume outweighing previous 4 days of bull volume. So something to keep in mind. Right, next chart, PLTR. We broke bulls. We broke bulls finally, after how many fake outs? You can't really call these fake outs. I think this one got a lot of people, came back down. This one definitely got a lot of people. January 15th, came back down, and then same with next day, faked a lot of people out, came back down again the day after. It's just day after day of fake outs. So after the second one, I decided to re-examine the chart and realize that there is another potential trend line that was forming here. And you can see didn't close over it, so rejected again. So this trade, after drawing that trend line, became a lot more fruitful, in the sense that we entered here today, or on the 19th, and then we popped on the 20th, and then exited because we opened right around that trend line, and then we went down. From there, re-entered again on the 88 and caught majority of this move, and exited right under 30, I believe it was. And now the chart keeps on running. Look how strong this is. Look at that bull volume. All-time high close. No cause for concern. Anticipation is we're going up a bit too fast, too far, too fast. So considering the 88, there is a chance that we can continue running. If we do, however, we'll be very extended from a 88. Then we'll be due for a pullback. Looking at the daily volume, the daily bull volume that has finally showed up, anticipation is another day, another high before either sideways action. So something where I'll be anticipating will be something like this, and then sideways action, kind of inside bar kind of days, something like that. So that's what I'll be expecting, but we'll see what's going on. Keep your eyes on it. Chart is extremely bullish. No reason for exits, especially at the all-time high close. Keep a foot in the door. This chart is and the other thing is, even if the market pulls back, this is one of the charts that's more likely to ignore market pullbacks due to the long-term sideways action, as well as not being SPX uplisted. So good chart to play. No cause of concern. Next, Zoom. Potential reversal. On the daily, we had a more than 20% move, sideways action, seeing a daily bull flag forming right now. holding that 0.382, holding the daily 8. And Friday, again, held that daily 8 and the 0.382. Now, bulls want to see that reversal. Decreasing volume, gonna want to see an increase on bull volume first thing Monday. One of the top charts I'm watching. Looking at the very minimum, bounce back up to the 0.382. Ideally break this 427.76. Chart is bullish. Ideally this is a daily higher low. We're gonna see some, if this is a daily higher low right here, we are going to see some very nice bull action in the following week. Keep your eyes on this name, guys. So previous 5 tickers, Tesla, looking bullish. Earnings coming up. Apple, same idea, already bull on a new all-time high close, and earnings coming up as well. So looking at a run straight into earnings. Amazon, looking bullish. However, it's going to take a few days for the bull flag to set up as the daily 8 catches up. Then PLTR, already bullish right now. Gonna want to see that continuation. SPX market overall, potential rejection on the 1-to-1 extension target. Gonna want to hold that golden pocket. If we lose it, likely the daily higher high is in. If we lose the GP, we'll likely set a lower low followed by a high, lower high. Sorry guys, brain's not working today. So if we were to lose the GP, this is what we'd be expecting. Something like that. Thanks for watching, guys. That's it for today. If you're looking to get out of debt or build that first pot of gold, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you can get updates on our new videos. Also, check out our website at totalcontroltraders.com. Stay safe and be in control. I will see you in our next video. Thanks for watching, guys.